About to get out of prison today.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life. Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today?
Yeah, I'm getting out.
Today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede! Come on!
We could have left any time. We just stayed there for seconds. Now, about to be released into the world again. A new changed map. The prison life really changed me either. Go to the receptionist. The wall. Let's just search it up. Ah, it's you.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Mirapede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
What's happening? I'm fine, thanks. But...
Let's go ask the Duke.
And we're going back into the prison cell just to ask this. Is this how prison normally works? Are you able to willingly walk into the warden's office? Okay, Duke. Reveal your secrets to me.
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just...
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I have developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater.
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the... by the way, do you know what...
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes.
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now?
Yes.
That's right! Today is our last day in prison! But now that oh yeah, then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
No, you're a psychopath.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too? Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Mirapede is finished.
Sorry, I ate too much
That's the
cake.
end of another
That's the reason I
chapter in
looked
our
away in the
journey.
first place.
And since we should probably go report to him now. You're going to see Monsieur Nervylette? Please pass on our kind regards.
Yeah, personally, you're a psychopath.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
Good job. Select. Thank you. Well, let's get rid of something else that's still up. Let's use me.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh,
it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got...
Yeah, don't tell me the
Everyone's
cold.
so busy.
Jeez, I had shoes here. Look how lucky I am a hero.
Neuvillette!
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment. In the meantime, please, have a seat.
That's alright, we just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to
And hours went by. Not a sound. Right.
All right. I should...
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the fortress of Meripede. And it appears that you've managed...
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself. Yes? What is it?
Oh, right! We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you...
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's it. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no!
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal now. However, if the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than...
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for... I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Oh no!
Back
What
where
happened here?
again. Ooh.
Nadia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
Yeah, I don't think she's here, to be honest. I doubt she is. Ooh, there's someone on the roof. Contained. She's not here, so she appears with the lighting.
We haven't seen a single soul all the way here.
There's someone on the roof.
What will I ever do now?
Told you.
Look, there's someone on the roof.
Just stay put! We're coming up! Watch your balance!
All right, just hurry. I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own?
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! My leg! How could this have happened?
That seems painful.
Just
Yeah.
hang in there. Help is on the way.
We're just gonna leave them. Wow. Wow. What like people we are. Down a bit injured. Ah, see you. Use the left. How are you not get injured?
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there.
Oh, not new left.
Hey, Navia, are you okay?
Over here. She doesn't look
You're here.
okay. She looks sad.
We heard there was a
Yes.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical.
He's wounded?
He fell, so it's probably a broken...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him...
Understood.
All right. I'm sorry. Right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard the rushing water seemed a little... Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared. They were all dissolved.
By this quest is more dark than the quest, but there's actually a lot of casualties. I mean,
Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people... The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been... The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help
How awful.
It was quite frightening indeed.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for being so...
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
I'll be right there.
Ooh.
Sorry, I need to go for now.
And out she goes. Seems
I think these haven't counted. There's no way they show people are actually decently relevant.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary headcount. More support has just arrived, so... I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, Traveler.
Huh? Right now?
Thank you.
I swear the issues with this is not in favor. Here's our comm system.
What's the hurry?
We gonna have a funeral right when we died. Or we just
What's the
going
hurry?
Should I go to our father's area?
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of...
Right. That's how things are now. The living...
Navia? Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver... They won't... What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still... They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't, and they were caught in the seawater.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long. And I know they were. I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone...
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
After all, besides you, demoiselle, the two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously.
But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if...
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like...
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me.
This is a bit
Many
depressing.
things can only be accomplished with someone else's help. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett. So, everyone else is safe.
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. The overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right. Don't think Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. What you said just now was...
Oh.
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave?
Ah. Is everything going well on your side?
Yes. My people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There's no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait. Do you two...
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. But that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have
Why
reported that Fatui soldiers
everyone?
have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations.
This is nothing to brag. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that.
Without your help,
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent—
Don't say that. As Paimon said, I've never liked here.
You're right. I'm sorry. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells—
So, you're one who will try—
Of course. By the way, traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just...
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not— Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Maripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've— During some judging by the dating of the ruin, my people initially came to prepare for ruin
So, that's why the
No one-
Fatui were already in Poisson.
The best way to
wanted
insult
take
the
children
Fatui is
along,
to
but
insult their ruler.
unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh! That's...
The intel I just shared—
Got it! So all we got...
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But... Are you sure you're up to explore...
Well, there's no point. Besides...
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What? All right.
Okay,
Why did you wait on quickly? It's all we have left for months out. Get the hook right.
What's the hurry?
You know, I'm assuming maybe for right now, but I'm assuming stuff. Maybe something right on. Maybe right now I'm just seeing it. I don't know. Music. Is the Romans a thing you have to complete? It seems like it.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Let's go in and have...
Just be careful.
It'd be right there. What's the hurry?
It does feel like you but take a piece of everything I get stuck on. You're saying like it gets complicated. I'm gonna have to look up on it.
What's the hurry? Dodge this! This one will be frozen in time.
I forgot mine. Too.
Give me some space.
Gloves off! Let's get it on!
Let me weave you a verse. Body and mind.
Cool it. Way ahead.
Rain outline.
Freeze. Excuse me. Sage's wisdom. Give me some space. Don't get frostbite. Dodge this.
No, my sword.
Freeze. Way ahead. I'll lock mine. Shucks. Cool it. Don't push your luck.
I have taught you everything
That is-
I know.
It came back as I was transforming and it killed my character. That's absolutely crap.
Cool it.
Look alive!
Grandfather.
I can believe one thing that's going to do.
So sorry. Dodge this. Freeze.
Dada Kundala.
The floor here isn't safe.
Doesn't say I have to fly them, to be honest. It's just that. Actually, look up.
This place is also
Well,
been
review of that, why didn't you help me?
contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get by my wrong.
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you. complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful.
I thought this wall. Oh, that. Oh, shit.
There's something wrong with this bridge! Run for it!
I haven't seen that place. That is kind of like cool, right? That is going to fall. Bye. This is thought that would happen.
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Hmm? Oh. Was I sleeping?
Yes, it...
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a...
Oh. This is a familiar feeling, yet something's
I don't think it's like the same thing as you know,
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh,
Is it shady
no.
different?
I was just trying to...
Do you remember...
We were headed to see...
Ah, right.
Oh? Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How...
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally... They were knocking at my door.
Sometimes...
I'm pretty sure
yes.
these are names. I
One
think,
moment, I have
yeah,
it
these
right
are definitely
here.
names of people who disappeared.
Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I
I mean,
prepared.
that was definitely one that
Please take them. I don't know what...
Did you...
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants.
Very well.
Wait. Something... Excuse me, madam. If I'm not
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm sure of it. And why are there so few people around here? Where did everyone go?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle.
Okay, I'm
We still have
gonna make
important
a
things to attend
theory.
to today.
If you guys saw in the first arc, basically they all kind of conscious and made their own kind of realm, whatever, with the people. I'm going to have a feeling that this is the same, and it's gonna be the only people who have disappeared that like kind of need like are going to talk to us, like, or she's dreaming.
Huh?
I want to read.
We do? Like what?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the
Wow.
My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time now.
Oh? All right then.
Important trial.
Look, it's Navia. She's here.
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen.
They're all people who disappeared.
Why are so many people here? And as for the judge... huh? Where's Mr. Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver.
All right.
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to... As all here know, you are Master... After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master... Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates... Nearly everyone in the Spina di Rasula fought for the well-being of...
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. We are one big family. All of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you...
Huh? What are you saying? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed...
Oh, well...
How wonderful! I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty!
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice. Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individual?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle. And that is how we will enforce justice.
My head...
Demoiselle!
Silver... I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. We are the will of all.
Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
She says we're jealous. Jealous? Huh. How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us!
Miss Navia.
Silence!
That's... Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus... Silver...
Quickly, you must...
Goodbye, demoiselle.
Farewell.
That's really sad.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they...
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a night?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you You were just about to be dissolved within, but I... I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your conscious...
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with...
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your...
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff? Oh, Paimon knows.
I merely thought that we should
Maybe
give
there's a way
Navia
to
some
like
time to
retrieve you
herself.
from the like, you know, liquefied
Why
thing.
didn't you just say so then? Don't you...
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewinne. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work...
No way, don't worry.
I see. Well,
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewinne made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that...
thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is...
He still doesn't know what to talk about. So, Neuvillette,
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large... Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me...
Yeah, we...
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one goes to the party! Let's get going then!
What's the hurry? Give some space.
No, my sword!
Dodge this!
Buckle up! Hi!
This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it!
Let's get it on!
Excuse me? Dodge this! Freeze! Move or be moved! Give me some space! Dodge this!
Buckle up! Rain cutter!
Oh, that like shoots things. Oh.
Excuse me?
Rain outlines your... Let's get it on!
Okay, I still got this. Freeze!
You can jump my character. Cool.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
So,
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
You're getting on my nerves.
Buckle up! You're dead meat!
Alakmar! Give me some space.
cool, one new character. This one's really long.
This moment will be frozen in time. Excuse me? Move or be moved! push your luck.
Know my sword! Witness the power of Gura!
Freeze!
Almost at the top. Keep it up.
I love on my favorite.
Sage's wisdom! Way ahead of you! The sun sets!
I can get this further.
Don't push your luck!
That's right, that's the regular form.
Freeze!
Let's get it on! Hi! Hi! You asked for it! You ain't messing around!
Oh, I might need this.
Push your luck!
It's just this guy can take it on the father. What is this? I can't exit the removal. I can't like move that. I'm like, please stop. Let me choose. Do I look like I want? I've been killed. Because it's doing the Korean thing, I've literally been killed. Right, yeah. I love being killed because this has not put me in the thing.
Grandfather!
I've lost this storyline. If it puts me back here, I don't necessarily mind, but I think it's going to mess up the whole thing.
Know my sword! I let my guard down. May my final stand be a monument to chivalry.
Oh my god. How? I do go. Let me, come on. Wait, I guess all I was doing is just being annoying. There's the boy.
Body and mind.
Dodge this!
There's one more.
Freeze! What's the... Excuse me? Dodge this! Ah!
I'm spinning already.
Freeze!
Taking a long time. How you can't avoid an aim shot. guaranteed friggin' hit.
Freeze! I'm getting tired of this.
Rain outlines your fate.
Again, but I am just way quicker than I was before. I did lower the difficulty, but that shouldn't make it this squeezy, so yeah, I think it's good I went before at the same time.
Time to act.
Give me. I got kicked off, great. Oh, that's putting away anyway, the thing.
We're almost at the top. Keep it up.
Why had I not schooling in the first place? That's what I'm confused about. Like, if it was because that ruins all, but they weren't slowing randomly cool right now.
Yeah.
Why am I playing war?
This moment will be frozen in time.
Rain outlines your fate.
Cool it.
Yeah, difficulty definitely, you can definitely tell difficulty is lowest response.
Dodge this.
If you breach for anime, you won't reimburse everything on the honest, but
Freeze.
I got one killed.
Get back! No, my sword! Witness the power of Guwa!
Freeze. Don't get frostbite.
As a dutiful maid would.
Cool it.
Rain outlines your fate.
Freeze.
I need you out of the way. Out of the way.
Cool it.
I must leave no stone unturned. I'll catch.
Okay, now it makes it go down, but how did I make it go up? I'm so good. I stepped on it because it immediately went up. Is there a button or anything to press? Don't understand the switch. I'm honestly confused what it means. What do you do with this?
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates. were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Sorry guys, I'm quite also editing and the whole podcast not happening while I'm just sending it all together. Again, all that.
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
I get what you mean by on this here is in all of the third and fourth
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be—
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
teleporting, guys. Teleport over here. There's been. Nope. I can't. This isn't place that I like. It just says leave the room, so maybe at the end and leave, or try to be small with it. I know the objective was leave the room.
What's the hurry?
Will we see the things on this Arkham quest, or will it just be something that's always like a obviously one?
What's the hurry?
That's the question I want to know. Because that's the quest. Oh, wow. Go for achievements.
Let's split up here.
Cool.
I'm going to just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by.
Are you really gonna talk to her?
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house up. All right.
Also, let me know in the comments guys, I'm gonna do like story quests.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Now, no, the boss is the best.
Welcome to Fatui.
Ooh, desserts! Nice! These are all Paimon's! Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Oh, of course, Paimon.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
Who are you? Bruno. Bruno, it's a full name. Bruno is actually for you. Of course she is gonna be honest. Why is she appearing in an Arkham class?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Momstatter surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan. Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow!
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one. Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Come on.
Whoa, that's a long one.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice-as-great Scholar of the Stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great? That's so...
I know, right? That's just how she is. She...
Talk about excessive.
Megistus is thus the calling
we
card
go
of our
with-
school, so...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not fun to...
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in
Oh, that's a...
Speaking of that, I'm sure there's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make...
What I can tell you, I'm afraid that, but on the flip side...
A visionary?
Of course. The old hag could do it. Huh?
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well.
That's the greatest of...
Indeed.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need...
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are. Right, but we were able to recruit... Good morning. To be honest, I'm still feeling kind of... But it's time to get up, Trav.
Now let's also... See, that's under the thing, but it's here, but it isn't... I don't know. Maybe have to do the locations aren't... Mr. Neverlet. I'm here to see Mr. Neverlet. Let me sit down now. I'm waiting my turn. Halt before you enter.
You're here, finally.
Is some...
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have got...
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is... It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent...
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster. And I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me... Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some...
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct. Which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophet.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky.
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have... My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets. as well as do nothing following your inquiry. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should just trust in me, your Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss— Oh! The opera's about to start. Toodles!
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding.
Can we tell?
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. We may have to create a situation.
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging—
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. But who will lend us their aid?
Well, speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in—
And here you are, drinking—
That's what family should—
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for—
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me?
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as—
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, as for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create—
Oh? How intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from—
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
What?
In that case, do any of you have experience?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, Oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster a trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a container. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so—
You use some of those techniques while moving—
Yes, and I even managed to get—
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water.
And I can be with discretion.
I remember that you liked those too.
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually... But I do have one more question for you. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing...
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, but we shall require much more courage than...
Oh, so that's what's going...
That took so long to that play. I'd use a whole metaphor for that whole, like, sentence. Oh, I had to skip it. I didn't realize skip it, I was just like staring at them. You don't know brave, but then it was in a trap. There you go, starter. Oh, it is kind of school.
What's the hurry?
It's been a tough few days. Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks... it's hard to say. After all, you're the most reliable person... did you just force... Paimon's never seen that...
Don't be frightened.
You know.
What is... And yet, even you feel confused. As such, I couldn't... Precisely. Call me... N. A mage who wanders the world. At least, that's how my friends have suggested that I introduce the prophecy. Yes.
What?
People call such things fate, and it is written... just as prophecy are the things
I didn't want to make a character first, this way in bigger voice.
I believe that you understand ultimately.
The voice. Hey, it's you!
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively band.
Mona!
Fine, just not all Fontaine. Why, yes, I'm in full support.
That's right!
Ah, yes. About what? Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty.
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, but I've never met.
Whoa.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying.
That's another new group.
Yes, she was
Cool.
quite. Perhaps it is.
I feel like they're gonna be a group that can also do things.
I see. I
Isn't
guess
it
you
opposing
could consider
groups?
me someone who has often witnessed fate. But even so, perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. I did originally.
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about it was worth trying. I suppose that...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
What's the hurry?
Huh? Let Paimon see! The underwater... My recent thus did it... So while the fourth journalist Charlotte... Charlotte took... She hasn't been able to get a hold of any... Ugh, seriously?
No one's here. Oh, look, you are.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go! I'm sure it'll be...
1 slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia!
Oh, are you here to buy cake too?
Wait! Did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but...
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more... No, it's the...
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. See?
Oh, you know See?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now.
That's good. Yeah, that's last good,
Here
man.
she goes! Alright, let's dig in.
Well, you're eating cake every day? Not very good on your teeth.
It's more delicious. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious.
It's probably trying to make us feel sad. Like, we're not saying anything, but I was like, oh, it sure be nice if we could always do this. Oh, shut it.
Oh,
you're trying to
the
cheat.
Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Where's the quest? Apple quest before. View details. I've got to do this quest, guys. Okay, for me, I'll be right back. Actually, do a quest, so it wasn't even much of a long quest.
Oh, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
A friend of ours met you a while back, and when she mentioned it, we thought of coming to see you. Her name's Mona.
Ah, so you know Miss Mona as well. She's a guest columnist for our paper. Really good one, too. She's so young and already such a brilliant astrologist.
So she mentioned me? What did she say? She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist. Huh?
Oh, of course it doesn't. Oh,
yeah.
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it.
Oh.
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell. Ooh, so much to get.
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that? If you're serious, from what I've seen, so in all likelihood,
Are we gonna ask
I'd
people we've
probably
met
still
just
be
if
just think about it.
what happens if the
Nation,
whole
and
world
you know what I'd
flooded?
do? Well, I'd write that. I'm not a dreamer, but anyway.
That's so. Anyway,
Paimon,
let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Paimon, stop doing this. Like, why are you making me do this?
The sea breeze and scenery can be Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
You'll be dead, for one. Second of all, is that foreshadowing? Like, well, I feel like it's pretty obvious that Tevat it will probably end up having some kind of destruction.
No, Paimon should ask if...
If all trash was going to show you could trip different dimension, I guess.
Still traveling?
Different realm outside of Tevat. Sounds literally casually like, oh, what if everyone dies? Why would we go then? What pictures taken? Okay, can we continue listening to? No, can we
Feels like it'll grow, but it's still better.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to...
Yes,
Not
finally.
at all. Yes, and...
Alright!
Well, that said, Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House. And while she was resting during an intermission, some other loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they find...
I agree.
So what happened after that?
Seeing that the Marechaussee Phantom...
So...
That's right. That said, I don't think they're good.
Don't worry.
Is that...
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know for... And as we all... When Nervillet was... It would be hard... Paimon thinks Farina... Huh. Well, what do you... In that case, there's none of...
Oh, you going to see about the people who died? Maybe she isn't now. Yeah, okay, it's on me.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation.
Well,
Farina really
Hydra Archon.
Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
What up will thou say now? Ah, yes. The fallen subjects.
That's Farina, right over there.
What was meant to happen did happen after all. I'm sorry. Give up for... I'm sorry, but what can I even do? Other than to repeat meaningless apologies over... Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina, it's just...
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from...
Farina, you were crying just now.
What do you mean? Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the art. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marechaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to... That's against the rules. I can't let them...
Yeah, we are not causing you.
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to catch up with her!
If you really think like that, I'm pretty sure most Archons aren't really skilled in anything. By that I mean, like, majority of them is powerful. Just for example, she is technically is powerful because she's an icon. We don't really know if she seems weak or whatever. But without that icon power, like as right now, she's just weak right away.
There's a good hiding spot over here.
What?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted.
Let's use that trick. I was already reading that shit.
No, I mean,
Yep, that's...
What's happening?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, did it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to...
Yeah, but the people of Poisson... It's true. I once had I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts prove to be... We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way. Give up. Fate is really... But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of... As long as the final moment hasn't come. Don't worry. Well, that's enough for now. Don't take any...
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Cher, that's impossible. It was fated right from the start that... A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
Wow. Okay, the film said. Cool mansion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado...
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve... Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice. The embodiment...
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would join your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your...
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surround?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning?
seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again!
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. I will admit that I'm sorry. You are not. But now, I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you. Applaud and mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Woohoo!
Oh, now we're... Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
All right, then. Who will...
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
Oh. I finally get to appear in court.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question before, just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the...
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the... Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean... the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather...
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could... Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location,
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's part. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, all so that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist...
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role... You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
Oh?
It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something?
Yeah.
Oh, so she's here. Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine. So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right. This is the first time... A Fatui Harbinger. She's the fortress of... According to the words of someone as extraordinary as a witch.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, nervy lads. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt and all. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our...
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other.
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. See? Even the Oratrice has decided if you wish to drop the...
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the...
Well, I tried. And if I...
That doesn't sound...
Okay, so meet with my knave.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a
curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverlet sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped. For centuries, one need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or...
doesn't sound... You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by
the real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been up. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at...
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident.
My power as an Archon. There are...
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please, I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Please, you've got...
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors?
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hyde, if you have...
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. That doesn't sound... It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before a...
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone, including those of some of my closest... So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you.
All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Maybe she's not Fontanian.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a
What's going on? Is she really planning to...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina.
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me! Will you believe—
Miss Siegewin?
Siege, don't be nervous. It'll just take a...
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial...
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina, you may return to the...
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the...
I can't believe... You... Listen to me, everyone! Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial sea? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in... Please, anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your Archon!
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her.
With all the things that have been
It's kind of funny, but she did this the same thing. She's been doing this for
years.
years.
Arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
What does the oracle say?
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is...
guilty.
Guilty. We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique.
Whoa. Is it gonna be the same verdict or it's gonna be different?
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique de la...
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We
I
just
didn't
wanted
know
to
it's
use
like
the
that.
trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as his recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind this.
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still—
Fremine! You finally made it. I assume this means you've come—
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will—
Is that the first prophecy slate?
That Johnny is a...
Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slip.
I looked everywhere, but has the trial already concluded?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow... Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. We'd like...
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of...
Oh, come on. Oh, not this stuff.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to does that mean that the second stone slate, this must be the point when the third slate shows that... That reminds Paim... Well, the first slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. They didn't believe that such a crazy...
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontainians can be dissolved in... And the first, this might...
Okay. Step 2 is... Okay, it's gonna be number... Let's go with T. Let's go with...
Perhaps what is about to take the... and the...
Underwater... job.
It's not as simple when not the.
Oh yeah, because she went.
The prophecy from the stone slate. The fort. If we.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's content can all be verified by recent events. Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now, but...
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the forest? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, when we were at the ruins, now that the slate collection is complete, I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's. She poured primordial. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of they have not. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well. You may also recall, therefore, that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the Court of Justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly at—
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions
Okay,
about the
stop.
fourth slate.
Just say I'm wrong.
You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass. However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered
the name.
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to...
It was both
the
dream
whale
and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial.
Right, we still don't know what child is. That's me, that's nice. Just fell straight back in. But
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the star. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next—
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should... From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the Primordial Sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can. We've come so far.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what,
I'll leave that. You guys can fight. Wait.
The prophecy.
Child from
Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as...
If it's only his dream, it could be the fact that
Just as prophecies are usually
the
only the
one for
future.
thing. I don't know, maybe yes, maybe isn't. I wonder if Child will change it. Oh, cool, that's the thing.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
Who's she? Who's that woman? There's some Arjun light? Or have we... Hello? Brina.
You...
Sorry. That shocked expression on your
the
face is
former-
just too amusing.
You are not Farina.
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt—
Fusalo. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria, for the uninitiated. She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather... I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian... But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand?
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. And after becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And that she could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. Her strengths were of a kind, but in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person... Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to... Do you still remember the final scene? In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy, under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage. I suppose now you probably understand why your court...
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, it's been far, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely.
It was like reaching time out. Okay.
What's the hurry?
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be... I am Focalor. Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Cool it!
Get
back! Freeze! This moment will be frozen in time.
Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword!
I think we've actually got to fight these guys before, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, story-wise anyway. I'm about like...
I taste blood. Dodge this! Freeze!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Steady as stone.
You know my character.
Cool it!
Rain outlines your fate.
I must leave no stone unturned. I missed a spot.
Oh, so sorry.
Witness the power of the Wa.
Freeze! Dodge this!
Rain outlines your fate.
Now. Yes, I was thinking a little bit. Okay, I'll be oh my, this is very.
Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're Mirror Me? How
Mirror,
can this
mirror
be?
on the wall.
Mirror
Me. What do you wish to say?
the prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait, the people will all be dissolved into the waters.
Oh.
What's going?
Yes.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die?
I will tell you how to save everyone.
As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to but if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side.
You true. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs.
Huh?
Don't worry. It's
Play as a god.
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must if you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But how will... Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You being a human, you remember.
So...
To a combat.
A trial.
Okay. Where am I going? The chair? I thought I was sitting down in the corner. Why am I not sitting down? There's someone here anymore. I hate for that to walk all the way over.
Cardinalise has announced my accession. But this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, I know little as the god Ocelor. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you this
this is the first time she's
I thought I might stammer, but thankfully I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison-backed puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine. Calm down, Farina. Assertive. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. You may consider. Now then!
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside a
personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest. I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your art. We have heard it said that this nation's... No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play.
Ooh. She typed it honest, is like
The scales of may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the feet. There is no trouble in this world so long as I, the Archon...
Yes! Oh, yeah!
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a...
Come now, was I not just at the opera house? Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what...
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things.
That's true, I fear I lack the ability to grab...
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. All right. Deuteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and he's you're so...
Back over. I know that all the things on top on the stage, the lifestyle play, to figure that.
Lady Farina, Here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs. Really? Have they?
I'm afraid that.
You know, I know for a second. Man.
The day is finally over, but it's good to see. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going.
How many acts are there here? Is this the end? Or is Team 4?
Lady Farina, here are the new.
There'll be no need for that.
Lady Farina, wait.
Indeed, my.
We're doing the same thing
Lady
again.
Farina,
She's
we're
doing the
detecting
same.
significant
Understood. Keep. I feel utterly.
Team 5. That was a quick clean. Ooh, tires flying by. I believe this is Lost Ark Quest of this area. The other ones I have to do obviously. Okay. So, Lost Quest in Fontaine.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your...
Yes.
So, in hundreds of years must have passed by now. The show must go on for hundreds more.
That's a great screenshot. A great screenshot whatsoever. I was screenshot ever. So I just had to. It was a great screenshot.
I want to tell someone, anyone, about I've conducted. All I can do is keep heart.
See, these are days. It's probably the last one, but oh my god.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what
Oh,
you
it's
might
in
be
the box.
keeping from everyone. Your people are...
Share, that's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, just share it with me.
A witness. And if to that... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected... No, Farina. You shouldn't be selfish. But what if, Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Sure, is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find if you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it. Long and hard.
Then we go.
No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to
Fine.
See, that's why I got the gold medal. That one line.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive, she did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, it seems that trusting human—
I believe that I understand how your deception works. How would you build on this foundation to save the people?
Ah, good, good. Of course the Eudex of Fontaine has I'm sure you've long—
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along.
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes. Alas, your understanding— In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice. Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the oratories take down the god of justice— I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly but really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to— The vast majority has been— had to be.
It was all a part—
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have— But—
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do—
Returning what's rightfully yours. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet. Oh, what? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies— So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, Eudex Nervilette, the highest judge in our land.
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Eudex, I see now that that was your idea too, at last. I now understand that in the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Okay, Kelsey.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know
Well, she's
I
actually
may
gonna
not
die.
sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
She's not dead. No. Oh, she's got merge her power with Farina, so Farina's gonna become the new Hydron Archon. Maybe. I don't know. As a human, just as I wish we could.
I, Eudex Nervalette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just...
But...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, we should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
About to execute some whale. Now, child, where are you? You still fighting the whale? So it's gonna be Child, me, and Nervalette.
Oh. But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already only done my best to separate the power of the Considering the fight, I cannot reach the power source.
I'm a good team for this. What is this thing I like to do? Like, really cliff fight? There seems side people on the other side. Don't really attack me.
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Rain outlines your fate. Steady as stone. Time to clean up.
Oh, forget that. That was me now. Okay. Destroy the eye of the...
Cool it! The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
What's that? No, my sword!
I'm gonna give it. I'm staying at you and...
Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Can't tell like how long it's
Rain outlines your face. Body and knife.
Fight back, I suppose.
Oh my god.
Freeze!
Leave it all to me.
Yeah, I tried to get my
the authority of the ancient dragons. Witness the might of the primordial sea.
Rain cutter.
Dodge this! What's the thing? Freeze!
Oh man. I just keep get out there.
What's the hurry?
I ain't got quite survive on holding it in.
Steady as stone. Time to act.
Freeze!
Down to get like a little skill. Trying to try your art to attack.
What's the hurry? Freeze!
needs to. Oh my god.
Dodge this! Frostbite! Cool it!
No, my sword!
Freeze!
I'm going to find out what kills me. Yes. He's just outside on the way I went. No, my child is fault. Seven principles. Good shit.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder.
That power.
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was, less talkative.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without you, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk?
The point being...
Well, being that this pet almost just... So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe...
The foul?
Still nothing? Well, how about the visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or...
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
You know.
Hey! Help! Over here!
Oh, that's the ship thingy, the Luke spiel.
All hands, initiate emergency rescue! Hurry!
Hey, lend a hand!
You're looking for the property there?
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you right?
Yeah.
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
Doesn't realize that though. No man.
The soil renewed. The Spina Rasula attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Old Soil Skyship Winglet. The various
Okay,
people always call.
we basically already know what's going on. Let's just start reading.
Wow!
So.
Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Juria or Navia?
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created
Paimon's curious too.
and that's exactly what. Oh, this time.
Oh, okay, why are we... Final. Go. Oh, it literally says final. Go to Poisson.
What's the hurry?
Okay, so I would be happy if everyone who was just all came back. That would be a happy ending. It's too way down there. It's going to the nave. Trying to get. That's the nave, right? Well, it's just around for Chewie.
Navia! Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a.
I'm here to update myself on.
There is no
let
Chewie
me
anymore.
introduce you. This is
down.
Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of... Our residents are hot...
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the school.
I want you free.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the...
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole...
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions?
Forget it.
I see you're the same.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
Do you have an account? I do not have an account. I'm thinking of making one for a series video.
Not bad.
I don't have an account
really
on...
helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
I do not have another account.
All right, that should do it.
It takes hours to get back up here, so if my account got hacked, that would be annoying, but if I had it would just switch. If you're gonna make a new account, might as well make an old account beside it, I guess. Just in case.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news.
But if you're gonna make an account, make an account now, because there's like free wishes, I guess.
I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows?
Wow, you really do.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of...
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me...
That's a...
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, I told him that it would...
You're right.
Stay safe now.
I need to wait so bad if I want a story to finish up quickly. Can I... It's the final, so can I like just... No. Okay, well, alright, actually get map. Anyway. Map. Duke. Going to Duke? Or what? Alright. Hello, Duke. So where am I going? I'm so confused on where to go. Huh? What's the class? Took 2 minutes from trying to figure out what class is used. Final. Can I go to the fortress of Met? I think I have to go to the fortress. I think I have to actually go down there. Which would be like, I don't know. Alright, one sec. I'm going to toilet. Oh, no, I'm actually going. That's the thing. I was going to go to toilet and then record and then record again, but.
Guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgia.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you?
Of course.
It's an honor to finally meet them.
No need to thank me.
Of course, of course.
All right then. This way.
Hey,
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier, hmm?
Sir, please don't.
But it
No, I...
Now, I might not look it, but I act the boat that brought it. Still, if I might have...
Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
Alright, be right back.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse? Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the...
same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some change.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurrier?
You're too kind, sir.
I see.
He sure did win.
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news.
Oh.
What change can there be? As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a...
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be an...
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. All right, last stop, the docks.
Last stop. You heard it. Can I make a wish? I can. But I get what's kind of right. Claim achievements first. There's one few I can claim. And then the docks. Okay, I wish it would mark it off for me. Final navigate. Is it where is it? Is it okay? I can't pass these left. Spider-Man or one? Also, I may not. Is the water different colour? Am I like just imagining things now? Like, because perhaps I put in water like bright blue. Maybe I'm imagining things. It won't weird and there you go. I got no one there.
They really are here. How did you know?
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with many of the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket? What sort of gadget is it? It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or trick a friend. I wonder which of my friends would fall for that. You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact?
Sure. Please.
I can't tell if he likes her or if he just is still really shy.
Working hard to help Fremine so.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's...
that's alright.
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. After Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Nervilette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's Gnosis to her as a diplomatic gift.
You are... Oh. Okay. So you're really telling me... if the Tui want to use the Gnosis or something, they probably don't know what they want it for. It could be bad, it could be good, but they just gave it away. For what? And this is probably one of the least ones. For example, the first the first Archon we saw in Mondstadt got it stolen. She was the weakest of the Archons, I believe. And then the contract one gave away her contract, which kind of you are binded to do. And then the elf lady, Izuma, I can't remember how she got her taken from us. And then the elf lady kind of gave away for information, which is kind of reliable. He gave it away for what? Good negotiations in the future.
A diplomatic gift?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, it could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore,
that's true.
I would agree, but
so
this is the only bit I don't like about
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that
Genshin's
yourself.
story.
Isn't he real busy? But back to the topic.
I'm not making a video, I don't
They
like
say
it.
that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds.
Like
When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Oh, why are you here?
Father!
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler.
Are you going to take the Gnosis?
That is our duty as harbingers. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable. Switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you.
We should have kept the
That's a
vision.
wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist. That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians. The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-schedule.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon.
To move things about?
That's right. I guess this must be all right then.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte, huh? Shall we go see what Neverlett's doing? As long as he's not so busy that...
No, what are you doing all the way over here? What's the... Actually, this is his office, I believe.
What's the hurry?
Oh, wait, what? Why did someone leave? Yo, what? I'm so good. Wait, let's go back out the door. Oh, he's behind it, isn't he? Yes. By the entrance, something.
The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there!
I don't know where the star is. I'm so curious where this, like, thing is.
So, you really are here, Neverland? Kinda didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
It could be in the prison, I guess.
Oh, I suppose you must have. In any case, you came at a good.
Aw, Paimon! Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually safe? Whoa. So that's what happened? Focalor destroyed the Divine Throne, but Paimon still doesn't quite get what you...
For me, the Fontanians were but so long as those. In other words, when I.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true, while yeah!
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
A nation of dragons?
No, I suspect that unlike ancient Natlan is also the nation. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you. The Harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
Thing is, I've also seen that I think I've done a decent bit of the story or conquest from that land because I was able to do it.
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by as for the judgment passed by the oratory, whether it was due to that liability by association or Focalor.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole... hang on a second. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water.
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all...
In truth, even those couples did not know that those Oceanids... Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Yeah, about...
Ah, Lady Farina. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. She simply said that, having said that, she then... You need not worry. In truth, I am somewhat... But now that she no longer...
What about you then?
After Focalor, this matter will directly
affect...
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed. As such, before I attend to my... Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem.
That's true. Wait, but the...
As I am now.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really...
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, that's right! They say you...
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more. And I do not need them. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their requests now, and avoid unnecessary conflict. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on a sec. When we spoke to Lenny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly... We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were...
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Okay, still go more story.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going...
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here. I can finally catch the scent of your power. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons. but with something very similar to a... I'm sure I've encountered something like this before.
I do not know what you...
You should have the remains of the third Descender on your person. Yeah.
Remains? I've never...
Huh. According to your parlance...
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young. And I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies...
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my...
This third Descender you refer to, who are they?
Master never mentioned them to me. If you're interested though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I?
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not.
The remains of the... So that's what the Gnosis actually are.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is...
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui!
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element-compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third Descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
No, let's not think comparing the Traveler to the dead third Descender and all. That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Let's
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same...
Alright.
Yes.
But...
I suppose that would be the mystery of a... I suspect not.
Oh, how long is the talk
Once in a while, I too would guess that if life flows... And what old...
Okay, never let you guys up. Yes, finally! It's done! I think before ending the thing, we should wish. Let's see, any good luck? No bad for luck. I say again, any good luck? I just have the Iron Quest, no good luck. Great. Super close to getting to next thingy. Next adventure rank. Oh, that's all. I swear, it's the thing down here. It's right here. It's been bothering me so much where this thing is. Alright. Anyway, without further ado, if you guys want to see, there's been the Archon quest final.